this point in time marks a shift in this course. Whereas up until now, we've really been focusing primarily on reading code. But now going forward, we're going to be introducing writing code as well. Which makes sense, right? If you have to learn to read before you learn to write. But what I want to point out here is that I think many of you are going to find that writing code becomes so much more difficult than reading code. So I think you're all really good at reading code. I saw a lot of your the things you slacked back to me in the exercises. You're really good at debugging. You're really good at predicting what will happen and all that. And that's awesome. But you're going to find, some of you are going to find right now that writing code is like, oh my gosh, this is like exponentially more difficult than reading code. And that's fine. And that's expected. So I don't want you to be frustrated by that. I'm telling you now, that's what you should expect. You should expect the writing of code to become much, much harder. Even the simple exercises I'm going to give you, it's just writing is a different skill than reading. But the good news is that you will get good at it with practice. So I always compare learning to code to learning a musical instrument. So you can have an instructor who teaches it really well, and you can read the notes, and you can predict what will happen if someone follows those notes. But then I hand you the flute, right? And it's just like, right? You just need to practice. So writing code is very much the same thing. It takes practice. So it's not like, some of you might initially, a lot of students initially balk when presented with writing code. They're like, okay, I'm not good at this. Like, I found what was going on until now, but I think coding is not for me because I really struggle with the writing of it. Because for some of you, this is the first day you'll be writing code. It's a new skill set, and with practice, all of our students with practice get good at it. So I'm going to try to give you the opportunity to practice. I'm going to give you a ton of exercises throughout the rest of this course, but we're just bracing you for what's to come. The exercises for many of you will become much more difficult. If some of you have written code before, you might have an easier time with it. But if writing code is new to you, and that's fine, that's what this course is for, just expect it to be hard, and that's fine. With practice, you'll get better at it. So with that warning, I'm going to slack you your first significant writing exercise. So this is not going to be a link. It's just going to be a set of instructions. So you can start your own new Replit and slack the result to me. And I just sent you all a sentence, but I'll explain it. Write 5 lines of code. Right? In this example that I have here, there's essentially 5 lines of code. Right? If you ignore the comments and the blank lines, it's really 5 lines of code. So I'm also asking you to write a program that consists of only 5 lines of code that prints all the numbers 10 down to 1. So whereas I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I want your program to print to the terminal 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.